Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Burial at Sea 1999 mode video walkthrough. We're in chapter 4. I've got it down here called Housewares. And something I should put here, guys, is I searched online to get the official names of the chapters to help me when I was editing the guide, but this is so new that I couldn't find them. So I thought I'd just load up the game and I'll have a look. And because I'd replayed it to a certain part, it only gave me chapters up to so far, and they were very small and far and few between. So I expected there to be more. I expected them to be easier to access, but they weren't. So the ones that I've got here are kind of, you know, unauthorized chapters, because I don't know if they're all right. I know that the ones I've put here exist, I just don't know where they stop and start, just due to the nature of a game such as this. Like, it doesn't stop and tell you, you are entering the next chapter. You know, there's no title card that pops up, and it can make editing something like this a pain in the dick. So, just note, it might be a little bit incorrect, but if you watch the videos, it will cover the full game, and it'll get, you know, it'll get shit done for you. So, this is a room filled with bad guys, and it's going to have another one of the Old Man Winter enemies, but this door is another one of those doors you can exploit. So, first thing I do there is I possess a guy to start attacking them, and do you see how fast he killed him? I can't kill things that fast. Like, they fucking murked him in a second. Like, there was nothing he could do, and that is a shotgunner. So, possess a shotgunner. She throws me a bit of Eve, and I'm just exploiting the door. And luckily enough, Elizabeth is not stood in the door this time, so we shouldn't have too much issue when it comes to being a cheesy bastard. And that's one of the best things about games, just finding that really cheesy way of exploiting stuff. And it's one of the things I enjoy the most, because I seem to drop onto ridiculous things a lot, and it's a gift. It's an, you know, unintentional gift of just being able to break video games. But I think that was it. Like, that is a pretty tough room if you fight it inside. I know, I did it on my first run through on 1999 mode, and I got my ass kicked. I was using the rows of monitors as cover and stuff, and hiding around them like a car when you played TIG as a kid. It was not fun, but that technique completely pacifies that entire room. This here is a bit of an environmental puzzle to help you get Bucking Bronco, but you never really get that much use out of Bucking Bronco, I don't think. And I love it in the main game. In the main game, it's fantastic, but because I'd committed to possession, there was no real need for Bucking Bronco at all. And I didn't have the ammo to kill things, you know, that I was elevating, so it was one of those, definitely a diminished return on the plasmid vigor thingamajigama. But there's another Old Man Winter somewhere. Something I've not mentioned is when he hits you with the ice blast he does, it slows you down. And there are few things in games that irritate me more than being slowed down. What the fuck happened to the lighting then? That is weird. The lighting just got all dark. And there we go, she's sat near the door, so this guy manages to get in. But luckily enough, I've got a shotgun with his face written all over it. So there we go. Old Man Winter's down, and this room is done. All that's left to be done now is to loot it and to seal the vent. So, once I'd finished playing this, I went back through Bioshock Infinite doing the collectibles, because when I recorded the guide for Infinite and I played it, you know, twice in a row, rather close together, and then I played through it again, looking for the collectibles, you know, old school style, just trying to find them, being really vigorous and thorough, and I missed like one or two. And I was kind of frustrated that I missed them, because I like to find things. You know, I'm probably one of the only people on the planet that found the flags on Assassin's Creed without using maps. It took me about 4 years, but I did it. Fucking bullshit game. So I tried my best to grab them all, and I missed, I think, 2 voxophones. I didn't get the infusions, because the infusions are quite tricky, and I think I missed one of the sightseer signs. So I went to Mission Select, you know, expecting to see a list of chapters and show you the collectibles that I'd missed, so I could find the chapter it was in and I could go back into it and find it. But the game doesn't have anything like that, so there was no way to know which ones I'd missed. They weren't numbered and lettered and things. They do have names, so you can kind of cross-reference them if you want to get super anal with it, but I couldn't be bothered to do it. You know, I just didn't care enough. I've definitely lost my luster for collectibles, and I didn't really have much for them in the first place, so my patience for them has just died. So I left it, you know, give or take 9 months or however long it's been, and I decided to go back in there. I had a video walkthrough up, and the guy who made the video walkthrough, as much as he's a lifesaver for some people, he missed a fucking collectible in it. Like, you can't say you've got all collectibles and then miss one. And then there's people who have even put in the comments, "Yo dog, you missed a collectible," and he's responded saying like, "Please read the description before you say I missed something." And his description is time codes of a ton of stuff, and it doesn't even mention that, "Yo dog, you fucking missed one." Like, come on, bro. I can understand, you know, people leaving douchey comments and having like a copy-paste reply to just deal with them, but you missed a collectible in a collectible video. Like, come on, bro. This is simple stuff. But I managed to grab them all and hook them up, and that's one of the cool things about recording the commentary a little bit later, is I was able to realise that there was no weapon wheel on the main game, whereas I would have assumed there was, because your memory works that way. It just kind of fogs it over and gives you a bit of a haze. Like, I didn't realise that the guns weren't gold on the first game. I just kind of thought they were. Like, I kind of like these guns, but if you remember, Rapture was very gold architecturally, and their weapons had a lot of gold on them and stuff, so it's just the Rapture equivalent of those guns. But I still think it's a fantastic game too. I still think it's really, really good. Even when you're doing something as monotonous as finding collectibles and skipping as much story as you can. But it's just a really fun game. And I did have plans to do a no upgrade run of it. So base shield, you know, base life, base salts, base weapons, all that kind of stuff. And I still might do that, but there's a ton of projects I want to do, and it's just added onto this list of things that take much longer than the time I have to allocate to them. Also, there's a code for this door, and it's going to give you essentially the super weapon of the DLC, the range finder, I think it's called. It is ridiculous. Ignore the code I'm putting in here. I'm trying to do it from memory, and this proves how shit my memory is. But I thought I'd have a crack. Like, you know when you get a sequence of numbers in your head and you kind of think it's right, even though it's not? Like, I've put one wrong there. So what I'm going to do eventually is I'm going to go in... Oh, there we go. Maybe not. Maybe I edited it out. So yeah. You'll have to pause it to get the correct code, because I'm a better editor than I thought I was. You couldn't see me fuck up, you just saw me kind of mess with them a bit and then get the right one. But this gun it reminds me of something from Turok, you know, something from Resistance, because it's just crazy and awesome. It is a microwave emitter that locks onto people and essentially bursts them. It just turns them into red mist. Another cool thing to bear in mind here, guys, is every time you hit one of those portals and you shut them, you shut those valve things, you get a checkpoint. So you want to try and use that to your advantage, to kill as many folks as you can, do all your exploring, do everything you need to do, and then hit it so that the checkpoint is somewhere you want to be, rather than before you do all the menial labour. But this gun it's kind of funny that there's so little ammo throughout all of this, and then you get this gun, which kills every kind of enemy, including Big Daddies, only it takes much longer to kill him, but it kills every type of enemy you come up against very quickly, and it gives you like 500 rounds. Like, it's insanely powerful, this weapon, and I would recommend that you come to the Bistro, which is the place I'm in right now, first, for the simple fact that when you get this gun, the rest of this DLC is easy. And for some reason on my first playthrough, I did the Bistro last. I just missed it. I don't know why. So I didn't get this until the end, and I didn't really get to see the majesty that was. I mean, look at it, and the cool thing is, when it blows up, it damages other people. So you're turning them into a bomb, and there's an achievement for doing that as well, as you just saw then when it's giving me notifications on how close we are to it. There is no downside to this weapon. So I would recommend from this point onwards you buy all, you spend all your money on, you know, reloading this beast. If you bought the upgrade to increase its damage, it's just going to be even better than it already is. This is a completely vanilla, non-upgraded gun, and it's still so much better than most of the other stuff we've got. And you don't even have to aim. Like, it aims itself and it destroys. What more could one want? Thank you for watching, and you take care now.